Good. Once again, welcome to my Finance Friday channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about federal student loan. You see, there are important factors that you need to be aware of before you apply for a student loan. 1. Interest rates. This could be a fixed or variable interest. A repayment plan typically is between 5 to 20 years. The limit is up to the total cost of attendance with some lenders. Fees may include application fees, origination fees, late payment fees, and even more. Now let's talk about types of federal student grants. Grant is a federal financial aid that is given to students that does not need to be repaid. And this is what you need to be looking for. Loan, on the other hand, is borrowed money for college or career school, and you must repay this with interest. Work study is a federal work program through which undergraduates and graduate students at participating schools earn money to help pay for school, and you need to look for this. Now, let's talk about types of federal student grants. The federal Pell Grant is for students with financial need, while federal Supplementary Educational Opportunity Grant is for students with exceptional financial need, and it has to be at a participating school. Teacher Education Assistance for College and Higher Education, Teach Grant. If you want to be elementary or secondary school teacher, you can apply for this, but you must teach in a high need field at a low income school for at least 4 years, within 8 years after graduation. Otherwise, this grant will be converted to loan and you have to repay it. Iraq and Afghanistan Service Grant is for students with a parent or guardian who died after the events of 9/11 as a result of military service in Iraq or Afghanistan. Students must have been under the age of 24 at the time of this unfortunate event and must be enrolled in a school. Now, types of federal student loan. Direct subsidized loan is for undergraduate students with financial need. Interest is not charged on this loan during certain periods, such as when the child is still in school. This money is from U.S. Department of Education, and the recipient can get up to $5,500 depending on the grade. Direct unsubsidized loan is for undergraduate, graduate, and professional degree students. Financial need isn't required. Recipients get up to $20,500, less any subsidized amount received for same period, and is responsible for paying the interest rate from the time the loan is disbursed. Direct plus loan is for parents who are borrowing money to pay for their dependent undergraduate child's education, and for graduate or professional degree students, financial need isn't required. A maximum amount is the lowest cost of attendance that is determined by the school. Now let's talk about the benefits of federal student loan. Direct subsidized and unsubsidized loan borrowers will have to go through a credit check during the application process, which makes qualification easier. Prepayment is flexible. You can repay within 10 years or you can extend it to 20 years depending on the program that you choose. There is a few different ways to access loan forgiveness program with student loan. Income-driven repayment plan for forgiveness, for example, forgives any balance remaining after 20 or 25 years. Public service loan forgiveness, on the other hand, discharges your loan if you work for a U.S. government or non-profit organization and have made a qualifying 120 repayments. Hardship options: you can receive a forbearance or postponement with federal student loan if you lose your job, endure a health scare. Now, let's talk about the disadvantages of federal student loan. Federal student loans usually come with lower borrowing limits. Therefore, most students need to supplement federal student loan with other sources of aid. There is also all federal direct loans come with an origination fee, which is taken from the loan process. And this is not available in all schools. For the school to qualify, it has to be accredited. Credit check for certain loans for direct loan applicants with an adverse credit history, a co-signer will be needed. Or the recipient will have to provide documents to prove that poor credit report is due to uncontrollable circumstances. Graduate students, professional students, and parents of undergraduate students who apply for direct plus loans might get an interest rate of up to 5.3%, which means that the interest rate is high, while borrowers with strong credit may get a better interest rate on private loan as long as they are okay relinquishing the protection that comes with federal student loan. Now, let us also plan for the future of our children. Let's open up $1 million baby account for our children. It has tax-free growth. The fund could be used to pay for the school, to buy a car for the child, to pay for a down payment on a house. The loan could be used for anything. Parents, grandparents, legal guidance, aunties or uncles can open these plans and we own and control the policy for as long as they like. Ownership can be handed over to the child at any time, tax-free, after they turn 18. Because it's a life insurance plan, your child will be permanently covered regardless of any illness that may arise. This is an asset that you or your child will need for your retirement. And remember, it is tax-free. Now, my contact information is on the screen. Feel free to contact me to ask questions and especially to open up $1 million baby account for your child. Thank you for watching this video. See you again next week. Remain blessed. Bye-bye.